A good evening to you from San Antonio, Texas, and the Joint Base of Lackland. It's time for the 2017 Armed Forces Sports Women's Basketball Tournament. Today, the round robin enters its second phase as the Air Force, coming in at 1-2, take on undefeated Navy. Hi again, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you here on this day number 4 of this 7-day competition. Let's take a look at the women's standings here. As I mentioned, Navy in first place, 3-0. Army won today, sending the Marines to 0-4, so that's a look at the updated standings. Let's meet the starting lineups first for Navy and head coach Virgil Stobridge. He starts number 1, E5, Shai Johnson. Number 12, E4, Shaniqua Bennett. Number 21, E3, Camille Horn. And number 23, E5, Christy Ayers. Also starting today is number 33, E3, Danica Dale. So that's the starters for Navy. Starters for Air Force and head coach Tashawn Taylor. It's number 3, Staff Sergeant Cinnamon Cava. Number 4, First Lieutenant Angela Johnson. Number 15, Airman First Class Giovanni Sims. Number 21, Airman First Class Epiphany Woods. And number 32, Staff Sergeant Charmaine Clark. Well, these two teams played to open this tournament, and the Air Force fell by a score of 91-63, so Air Force coming in, averaging 67 points per game. They're coming off their first victory. They beat the Marines 75-47, plus 12 points in the paint in that game. The bench outscored the Marines 42-0. Woods had 15, St. Cyr 11, 6 rebounds, and 5 steals. For the Navy, coming off that emotional victory over Army yesterday, shot 45% last night. 12 steals in the game. Bennett had 18 and 12. Ayers 15 points and 8 assists. So it's pretty simple at this point for Navy. If they win today, they will be in the championship game on Tuesday. So Navy looking to take care of business. And if you're Air Force, need to play with an edge here today. Got beat by Navy in a blowout by 28 points in their last meeting. And Shai Johnson gets the party started for Navy. Shai Johnson, 65% shooting, 11.7 points per game so far in the tournament. Turnaround jumper by Clark from the baseline. We are even. Clark shooting 46%, 8.3 points coming into play today. Johnson scoops it up again. Deja vu for the Air Force as they lead at 4-2. Cinnamon Cava with 10 assists so far in this tournament. Bounce passes it over to Johnson, who gets it back to her. Johnson, right wing 3, too strong. Offensive rebound going to the bucket is Woods. And we are tied at 4. Woods, 63% shooting, leads her team with 14.3 points per ball game. As a team, Air Force averaging 67 points a game. Navy is averaging 88. They're shooting 45% as a team. It's all Shai Johnson right now, though, as she has all 7 for Navy. So Johnson looking for her shot. She came in 4 out of 7 from behind the arc, gets her first here today. Woods top of the key, here's Johnson. Clark in the corner. Cross court, Cava takes it right at a lane. Can't get the jumper. Woods the offensive rebound. Johnson for 3, no good. Offensive rebound, Clark blocked by Dale. And taken away by Danica. Danica, 12 steals and 10 blocks now in the tournament as she's fouled on her way to the hoop. That's her defensive numbers. Dale averaging 12 points a game, 46% shooting. So St. Cyr getting the start today for Air Force. committing the foul. It's the first foul in the ball game. Navy in the blue, Air Force in the white, and Bennett draws and foul. Woods picking up her first. So Johnson inbound. Johnson 13 assists to just 5 turnovers. So assist to turnover ratio of over 2-1. Danica Dale for 3. That's not really been her game in this tournament. Danica Dale now 0 for 8 from behind the arc. Shy Johnson has all 7 for Navy as Horn's shot is off the mark. Clark over Dale, scoops it up and in. Nice drive and score from Clark. And the Navy lead is 1. Dale. That's short from Bennett. Here comes Woods in transition to the bucket, short, and it's hit out of bounds. Last touched by Air Force. Woods was upset. Thought that Navy touched it last, and good restraint by the official there to give Woods a warning instead of just blowing the quick tee. Here's Ayers, stepping to the half circle, missed it back rim. Rebound to Clark. Kava going quickly. Kava had it poked away. Johnson inbound now for Air Force. Kava over to Johnson. Hesitated, missed another 3. Angela Johnson came in just 4 of 17 from behind the arc. Hasn't been shy about it though. Overall shooting 30%. Johnson out to Dale. Dale fakes the 3, drives and scores. So it's Navy 9, Air Force 6 here in the early going. Chris Sheba, glad to be with you here in San Antonio. Day 4 just went past the midway point. This is game number 15 of 28 as Kava misses long on the 3. Here comes Johnson. Johnson, who played at Marshall, over to Horn for 3. Can't get it to go, and it's the last touch by Dale, out of bounds. Sub for Navy, Jamaica Hoskins coming in as Horn will come out. Kava over to St. Cyr. Woods on the elbow. Kava takes it right at the lane. Jumper is too strong. Hoskins the rebound. Out on the run, Bennett. Bennett to the bucket. Around the rim, no. And Kava collects the rebound. Woods at the charity stripe. Will fire over Dale, can't get it. Followed her shot though. Tipped it to Clark, who got mugged. And she'll go to the charity stripe. Charmaine Clark, 2 out of 3 from the free throw stripe here in this tournament so far. That's the first foul in the ball game for Navy. And it's committed by Bennett. Clark's first free throw is no good. One out of 2. So the Navy lead is 2, 9-7. Shy Johnson with 7 points already. Bennett on the reverse, frustrated with herself as she missed. Woods the rebound. Kava. Woods the bounce pass out to St. Cyr, and St. Cyr's shot is off the mark. Oh, Woods had it ripped away. Dale with the steal. Dale coast to coast, can't get the bank shot. Here's Johnson for three, in and out. Navy winning by an average margin of 28.7 points per game so far here in this tournament. Opponent shooting just 21% from three-point range. Kava to the bucket, no. And it's last touch by Clark. Captain Izzy coming in for the first time for Air Force, and Brittany Wright, number 1, out there as well. Kenyatta Gatlin on there for Navy. Danica Dale will bring it into the forecourt. Dale right of the lane, tried to bank it, no. Follows the shot, short on the putback. So neither team shooting with any consistency here in the early going. Right, blocked, taken away by Hoskins. Hoskins, good minutes off the bench against Army, goes coast to coast, misses it. Kava. Johnson on the far side. This is Sims. Hoskins with the board. Here comes Johnson. Johnson guarded by Wright, and she's fouled. That will be team foul number 3 on the Air Force. Coming in, Clark returning for the Air Force. On for the first time is Sheree Medina, and checking in for Navy is number 10, that's Naisha Adams. Adams off the bench, 7.7 points per game. Medina averaging 7 a game off the bench as well. Adams looking to make a quick impact, no, but the ball tipped to her. So an extra possession here for Navy. Ayers driving on Medina, scores. Navy leads by 4. Clark on the far side, Medina. Over to right, guarded by Dale. Sims to Clark, left of the lane, too strong on the jumper. Right, gets it under to Izzy, can't get it. And a fight for the rebound. They're gonna call a jump ball, and we'll stay on this side of the court. Jamelia Satterfield coming into the game. She'll replace Wright for Air Force. Medina inbound, 27 on the shot clock, 2:04 here to go in the first quarter. And Medina to Izzy. Turnaround shot in the lane, got it over Gatlin. Into the forecourt, Ayers. Ayers steps into a 3. It's an air ball. Navy came in, as I mentioned, shooting 45% from the field, but it's day 4, folks, and Navy coming off that emotional win. We saw a slow start for Army today before they eventually picked it up. To the bucket. Oh, the shot goes in and out for Sims, but she'll go to the line to try to tie it up. Dale picks up the foul. 2 team fouls on Navy, 3 on the Air Force here late in this first quarter. Sims at the line. 4 out of 4 so far here in the tournament. Missed that one though. And missed the second. Skying for the rebound is Adams. Here comes Navy maintaining that 2-point lead. Adams to the bucket, no. And Izzy with the rebound. Medina into the front court. Guarded by Adams in the man-to-man. Clark. Here's Sims, and she draws the foul, so back to the line goes Sims. Gatlin picking up the foul, both teams with 3 team fouls here in this opening quarter of play. We will wrap with Navy and Air Force on the men's side. That's coming up. 20 minutes after this game's over, or 7 p.m. or 1900 hours, whichever you prefer. Brittany Wright checking back in. Captain Izzy will come out. So for Navy, Harris is also out there. Ayers, right of the lane, tried to bank it, too strong. Gatlin, the putback, can't get the bounce, and a foul underneath, I believe, is going to go on Air Force. That's their 4th, so Navy will be in the bonus on the next defensive set foul. Harris to inbound. Hoskins to Gatlin, and Gatlin had it stripped. So about 11-second difference between game and shot clock, 26 to shoot for Navy. Ayers, Gatlin, and now Harris. Ayers guarded by Satterfield. Tip pass over to Dale. Open jumper, no. Offensive rebound by Ayers. Hoskins can't get the 3. Dale, yes. Last chance time for Air Force. Satterfield throws it into the forecourt. Medina with 4. Medina stepped back from the baseline. It's short, and the first quarter comes to an end. So both teams struggling to find consistency on offense. 13-9, Navy with the slim advantage after 10 minutes. We'll take a break. Come back and bring you quarter number 2 here in just a moment. Well, both teams are under 25% shooting. Navy 6 of 25, 24%. Air Force just 18% from the field, 4 out of 22. A lot of rebounding because of all the missed shots, 21 to 18, the rebounding in favor of Air Force. Shy Johnson started with the first 7 for Navy. She leads all scorers, 5 points for Charmaine Clark. And let's see if this second quarter, if the offense picks up a little bit. Good defense underneath by both teams, who have good post players and post defenders. So it's no shock that it's a low-scoring game. Medina, Woods, and Woods is fouled. So Medina, Woods, Satterfield, Wright, and Clark. That's the 5 to start quarter number 2 for the Air Force. For Navy, it's Dale and Gatlin, also Ayers, Harris, and Hoskins. Krishima, glad to be back with you here in San Antonio. Satterfield. Clark unable to handle the pass. Hoskins comes up with the steal. Ayers on the near side. Gatlin, open look. Could not get it. Woods into the forecourt, went behind the back and almost lost the dribble. Right over to Medina on the far side. Woods to the buckets and will draw the foul on Gatlin. Gatlin not happy with the call. It's going to be her second. So Woods at the line. Woods is an 82% shooter so far in the tournament, 9 for 11 from the charity stripe. Rims in the first one. St. Cyr back out there for the Air Force. Yasmin Harris returns. Played a minute in the opening quarter. Both free throws are good. It's 13 to 11 now. Farmer for Navy. Ayers over to Dale. Dale calls everybody off. Taking Woods one-on-one. Lost the dribble. Lost the dribble again. And able to recover. Still 12 to shoot for Navy. That pass finds Harris. 7 to shoot now. Ayers. Ayers with 4. To the cutter underneath. Hoskins lays it up and in. Nice find by Ayers. Patient offense for Navy, not panicking with the shot clock winding down. Clark, Woods. Tosses over right. Baseline shot is short. Woods the rebound, but they say she went over the back. So the ball will go back to Navy. 2 subs, Johnson and Kava back out there for Air Force. So they join Clark, Woods, and St. Cyr, I believe. That's the 5 right now for Air Force. Just inside, 2 minutes into the second quarter. Dale the cut and the find by Ayers. Navy leaving by 6. Ayers her second assist. And a timeout by Air Force. We'll go away. Come right back. Well, I mentioned it briefly yesterday, but there's the shot of everybody in Hungary. That's Team USA, the cross-country team, getting set to compete in the SISM Cross Country Championships there. Looking good, ladies and gents. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you here in San Antonio. 17-11, Navy leading by 6. Air Force with the basketball. Let's get the scoreboard back there for you. St. Cyr on the left side to the bucket and fouled by Dale. If the shots aren't falling, go to the bucket. Try to get some free throws. Start to see the ball go through the hoop, and it'll give you some momentum. St. Cyr first free throws here in the tournament. Dale will come out picking up her second. Shaniqua Bennett returning. 3 fouls on Navy, just 1 for the Air Force so far. St. Cyr good on the second. 17-13. Shy Johnson scoops it up. Yes, and the foul. Johnson's been perfect from the field, 4 out of 4, and she'll go to the line, try to complete an old school 3-point play. Sims in for the Air Force as Clark will come out. Johnson just 1 out of 5 from the charity stripe now, 1 out of 6 here in the tournament. St. Cyr, Sims, and that's an offensive foul. Hoskins took the charge. That will be the the third. So both teams with 3 team fouls now. Johnson. Farmer extra pass, Hoskins. Yes, and the foul. So Navy starting to heat up. Hoskins will go to the line, try to complete the old school 3-point play. Hoskins 92% at the line, 12 out of 13 here in the tournament. Navy leading by 9. Woods over to St. Cyr for 3. Yes, big bucket by Air Force as Navy was starting to pull away. St. Cyr helping her team get back in it. St. Cyr now 2 out of 5 from downtown here in the tournament. Harris can't get the bucket. Over the back call on Navy is going to be team foul number 4. Both teams with 4 team fouls, so we'll be shooting some free throws here in this second quarter. Both teams will be in the bonus on the next defensive set foul. St. Cyr. Johnson on the left. Woods in the lane. And another foul is called. So Woods goes to the line. Woods, 82% coming in the play here today from the charity stripe. Got the first one to go. And good on the second. So the lead down to 4 for Navy now, 22-18. Shy Johnson. Here's Farmer. Bennett. But an offensive foul called. And as I mentioned earlier, both teams are in the bonus. So free throws to come. Over the final 6:07 for each team on the next defensive set fouls. Johnson to the bucket, yes. So run by Air Force has them back within 2. 22-20. Couple of fakes by Bennett, way off. Good defense by the Air Force here on the last few possessions. Cava into the forecourt. St. Cyr. Sims up top. Cava for 3. In and out. Woods the rebound and the bucket. 9-0 run for Air Force has tied it after they fell behind 22-13. Let's see if Shy Johnson tries to create. She's double teamed. Gets rid of it. Hoskins to the bucket. Yes. That ends 9 straight for Air Force. Puts Navy back up at the midway point of this second quarter. 3 no good. And that'll go out of bounds back to Navy. Satterfield is in as Johnson goes to the bench. Shy Johnson driving, and she traveled. Little indecisive was Johnson. There's Cava into the forecourt. Satterfield back to Cava. It's like Navy's in a zone here, 2-3. Woods from the half circle, yes. Tied at 24. Good game so far. The offense starting to pick up here in this second quarter as both teams were around or under 25% in the first quarter. Here's Ayers for 3. Yeah, it's good. Ayers with her third three-pointer. Woods underneath on the right block. It's Sims for 2. 27-26. Navy. Johnson looking for a screen, instead to Ayers. Ayers scoops it up and draws the foul. .335 left to go. Ayers at the line. Ayers 80% free throw shooter coming into play here today. Got the first one. Navy by 2. Tomorrow, Navy will take on the Marines, and then Monday against Army. Today's game, the important one, though, for Navy. If they win today, they are in the championship game. St. Cyr gets the bucket in the lane, and Air Force is playing like a team that has to get this victory. If they win, they're back in the conversation. Johnson, yes. Shy Johnson is scorching it today. 6 out of 6 from the field. St. Cyr over to Satterfield for 3. In and out. Rebound to Bennett. Johnson methodically into the front court for Navy. Johnson had it poked from behind by Kava. Medina, number 11 for Kava for the Air Force. Horn back out there for Navy, and she'll replace Hoskins. Shy Johnson to inbound it, and it's picked off. Great defense. Baseline shot, Satterfield can't get it. That's going to be last touched by Clark, out of bounds. Into the forecourt, Johnson. Bennett can't get the jumper. Farmer over to Ayers, extra possession for Navy. Ayers, yes. Navy by 5. Back in transition, first shot, no. Trying to clean it up was Sims, and it's taken away. And then deflected out of bounds. 1:47 left to go for Navy. It'll be Horn to inbound. Both teams are in the bonus. Johnson guarded by Medina. Telling everybody clear out. Gets looking for a screen. Now to Farmer, the reverse no. And Medina with the rebound. Medina full court to Clark. Clark shoots, and they call a foul on Horn. So Clark will go to the line. Well, I got a sidetrack for just a second here. Girlfriend texted me a picture. Apparently my cat is watching the game and staring intently at the TV because she can recognize my voice. So, hi, Rogue. How are you? What a cat. Somebody get that cat a hobby. 1 out of 2 at the line, so the lead is 4. Rogue, by the way, is the president of Stinkies. Johnson has it to Bennett, top of the key. This is Horn for 3. And the rebound controlled by St. Cyr. Medina. Here's Satterfield, back to her. Inside a minute to play here in the first half. It's Sims, turnaround shot, can't get it to go. Bennett walks it into the front court. Looking to drive on Clark. Bennett tosses over right side. Johnson, open look. Her first miss of the day. Ball deflected, and St. Cyr will hang on to it. St. Cyr over to Satterfield. Satterfield fakes the jumper, drives in, and scores. What a competitive first half. Navy and the Air Force. Navy can hold for the final shot. Bennett. Top of the key, Ayers got to get it off. She does, and it's no good. So Navy takes a slim 33-31 lead into the locker rooms. Folks will step aside for the half. Come back in 15 minutes with the first half stats and second half action. Stick around. Welcome back. Start of the second half. On to the third quarter we go. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you here in San Antonio, Texas. Day 4 of the 2017 Armed Forces Sports Basketball Championships. 33-31 is your halftime score as we start this third quarter off. Johnson getting the bank as Air Force takes a 1-point lead. Air Force, that's their first lead of the game. Johnson, second field goal of the game. So halftime stats, Navy out shooting Air Force 33% to 30%. But both teams at 47% in the second half, or in the second quarter, excuse me. Two players in double figures. Shai Johnson, 5 of 6 for Navy, 11 points and an assist, 9 points for Ayers, 7 for Hoskins, and 6 for Dale. That's the scoring for Navy. For Air Force, Epiphany Woods with 10 points. St. Cyr's got 7, and Charmaine Clark with 6. So that's your first half stats. The stats are really even. Rebounding +5 to Air Force. Turnovers, only 5 combined turnovers. It was a clean first half. Just neither team getting a lot of buckets. Johnson left it a lane. Good defense by Kava to stop Johnson there. Kava, nice pass. Charmaine Clark laying it up and in. Air Force by 3. If Navy wins this game, they are in the championship game, no matter what happens on Sunday and Monday. If Air Force wins, then things become more interesting. Johnson for 3, no. Rebound by Sims. St. Cyr, the hop and step and bucket. Timeout by Navy. Great start to this third quarter for Air Force. We will step aside. Welcome back if you're just joining us. The biggest lead of the game for Navy was 9. That was in the second quarter. Air Force taking its first lead here in the third quarter, though, as they have a 5-point advantage. Hoskins right around the defense of St. Cyr and scores. Underneath, Clark, trouble with it. Able to gather, gets it out, and they're gonna call 3 seconds. So the ball will go back to Navy. Shai Johnson's one of the lone hot hands for Navy here today. Hoskins driving, top of the key, it's Bennett. Bennett blocked by St. Cyr. Navy asking for a foul. Johnson, St. Cyr back to Johnson, and that pass was almost taken away. Sims the inbound with 23 on the shot clock. And Kava will set up the offense. 13 to shoot. St. Cyr. And a foul going to be called with 8 on the shot clock. It's on Shy Johnson. That's the first foul here in this third quarter. Like I said, it's been a clean game. Not a lot of turnovers, not a lot of fouls. Both teams were into bonus, but it was late in the second quarter. Johnson can't get it to go. Here comes Navy. Hoskins throws it underneath, flipping it up, but coming up short is Johnson. St. Cyr into the forecourt. Kava fakes the three, floater over Dale, no. Tip for the rebound, coming to Johnson, and Johnson will go to the line. Bennett picks up the foul. It's the second on Navy. Angela Johnson just 1 out of 2 so far in this tournament from the free throw line. And interesting, Navy's going to leave Bennett in with 3 fouls. Johnson missed them both. St. Cyr the rebound and bucket. She's played well, getting her first start, I believe. Yeah, it's her first start here in this tournament. Can Danica Dale get it going? She's fouled by Clark. Dale will go to the line. Danica Dale, 6 out of 8 from the charity stripe coming into play today. First one in and out. Can't get either. Clark the rebound. Here comes Kava. Kava into the lane. Johnson draws contact. That'll be the third on Navy. Ayers picking up her first foul. Johnson, money on the first. Air Force by 6. Air Force at 1 and 2. Navy at 3 and 0. These two teams met first game of the tournament. Johnson off the tip out makes it a 3-point play. Navy won that first meeting 91-63, forced 25 turnovers on the Air Force. Neither team has more than 5 so far here today. Ayers for 3, yes. Ayers came in just 2 of 9 from behind the arc. A big bucket for Navy. Good ball movement. Finding the open person, that's Sims. Hoskins. This is Bennett. Bennett guarded by Sims, and we have a foul. Sims called for the foul. Sheree Medina coming in for Kava for the Air Force. So 2 team fouls now on the Air Force, 3 on Navy, just past the midway point here in the third quarter. Ayers from about 17, can't get it. Rebound controlled by Clark, who pushes it into the forecourt. Medina bounce pass to Johnson. St. Cyr. Clark stripped. Great defense by Hoskins. Ayers gets it to Dale, and Dale draws the foul. That will be the third on the Air Force, so both teams with 3 team fouls here. So Dale, who missed a couple moments ago, will shoot 2. Good on the first. Dale got the second, and it's a 5-point game, 45-40. Medina, this is Clark looking for the cutter, Johnson, and a reach on Hoskins. Coming in for the Air Force is Satterfield. Sims will check out. That's 4 fouls on Navy now. Satterfield threw it away, had to save it. Johnson comes up with the steal, goes coast to coast, too strong on the layup as St. Cyr was providing pressure. Clark will bring it out. St. Cyr now. Clark tips it out. Medina. Satterfield. Clark, the reverse, got it to go. Charmaine Clark, who played for the Miami Hurricanes and professionally in Iceland before joining the Air Force. Doing work here tonight. Ayers to the bucket. Ayers can't get it. Clark the rebound. Medina, it's taken away. Johnson the steal. 2-on-2. Dale, no, but a late whistle. Clark can't believe it. And she might have gotten teed up. So the foul goes on Clark. That will be the team foul number 4. And she's lucky she didn't get a tee. They didn't tee her up. I thought they would. Whether or not you like the call, whether or not you think the call is correct, you don't grab the ball and start running all over the court. So Clark, a lucky break there. Danica Dale gets the first free throw. Back in for the Air Force is Brittany Wright. Number 1, Giovanni Sims also back out there. Angela Johnson goes to the bench. And I believe they sit Clark down as well. Dale gets both free throws, 5-point game. Medina. St. Cyr over to Medina, fakes the 3. St. Cyr, Medina triggers a triple. Oh, halfway down and back out. Hustle by Wright. Medina floater, no. And the rebound controlled by Bennett for Navy. Here's Johnson. Ayers lost it. Saves it to Hoskins. To the bucket, no. Rebound to Satterfield. Here's Wright. St. Cyr on the right wing. Back to Wright, top of the key. Left side. Medina, pull up. In and out. Well, the shot's just coming up a little bit short for Medina. Out on the run is Bennett. Had it poked away. Medina, the steal. Goes behind the back. What a move around Hoskins. Threads the needle. Gets the pass. The shot no good by Wright. A frantic third quarter. Danica Dale is going to be bumped. That's team foul number 5. 1:52 to go. Dale will be at the line for free throw attempts number 7 and 8. Dale missed a couple early on in this third quarter, made her last 4. So she's 4 of 6 from the charity stripe here in the quarter. First free throw in and out, back in. Gatlin coming in. Also Adams, number 10 for Navy. Cava's back out there for the Air Force. I believe for Medina. Captain Izzy getting set to check back in for the Air Force as Dale now made 6 straight from the free throw stripe. Izzy will come in, and she'll replace Wright. Here's Cava into the forecourt. Navy by 3. Satterfield up top. Here's Medina. So Medina does stay out there. 7 to shoot now. Air Force got to make something happen. 4 to shoot. Cava stripped. Good defense by Adams. Adams 2-on-1. Oh, nice pass. Dale too strong though, and Gatlin can't get it on the second effort. Satterfield with the rebound. There's Cava into the forecourt. Inside 1 minute to go here in this third quarter. The intensity in this one has picked way up. Medina short on the 3. Rebound to Hoskins. Hoskins underneath, nobody back. Adams lays it up and in. 1 point game. Cava, there's about a 6-second difference between game and shot clock, so Air Force will run some time here and set up a play. Satterfield driving on the baseline and had it taken away. Good defense by Gatlin. Back on the run, it's Hoskins, stripped Hoskins. And Medina is called for the foul with 3.9 seconds. Hoskins, a 92% free throw shooter coming in the play today. Good on the first. So Navy has come back from 7 down here in this third quarter to tie it. Navy's led by as many as 9. In and out, Gatlin the putback, no. Gatlin can't get it to go. So nothing decided after 30 minutes. We will go to the fourth quarter. A fun one, don't go too far. Navy and Air Force battling. We'll find out who wins coming up here in just a little bit. We'll be right back. on the quarter number 4, 10 minutes left to go. What a game this has been, 47 all. These two teams met on the opening day, and Navy was all over the Air Force team, 91-63. Different story here today. Leading scorers, Christy Ayers, Danica Dale, both with 12 points apiece. Shy Johnson with 11. Hoskins has 10 for the Navy team. For Air Force, 3 players in double figures. St. Cyr leading them with 11. 10 for Woods, 10 for Clark. Both Woods and Clark 10 and 8. Air Force shooting 33%, Navy shooting 29%. Rebounding +9 in favor of the Air Force. It's been a defensive struggle for both of these teams, but a very intense game. Air Force needs to win this if they're to stay alive and hope to go to the championship game. Dale draws another foul. Danica Dale took 8 free throws in the third quarter, hit 6 of them. She goes back to the line. Quickly, 2 team fouls called on Air Force. That's the third on Clark, by the way. There's a few players in foul trouble here tonight. Medina's got 3. Ayers with 3 for Navy. Dale missed them both. Clark brings it into the forecourt. Woods back out there. Back to Clark. Woods, catch and shoot. Yes. Air Force by 2. So far, I'd say this is the game of the tournament on the women's side. It's a close Army Air Force game on the men's side that Air Force won by 3. That was the game of the tournament so far. Look out. Johnson not ready for it, able to gather. Kava, bounce pass to Woods. Here's Clark. Kava back to Clark with 6 on the shot clock, left of the lane, shot no good. Johnson gets the rebound and she's fouled. That's the first on Navy here in the fourth quarter. It'll be Shaniqua Bennett to come into the game. Danica Dale will come out. Gatlin picking up her 3rd foul. Woods in the lane, no, tipped out by Clark, but it comes to Ayers. Here comes Navy. Ayers to the bucket, short. Rebound controlled by Woods. St. Cyr, her pass deflected. Johnson had trouble with it. Ayers comes up, and now they say it's a tie-up. The possession arrow favors Air Force. Just underway here in this third quarter. And St. Cyr will inbound. These two teams wrap up. Tomorrow, Air Force plays Army at 5. Monday against the Marines at 5. Navy takes on the Marines tomorrow, and then Monday against Army in the afternoon. That pass off the mark. A mistake by Woods. Ayers into the forecourt. Here's Adams. Adams tied up and a jump ball called. Navy will keep it. Back-to-back possessions with the jump ball. Shy Johnson's coming back in now for Navy. So Johnson will inbound, 16 on the shot clock for Navy. and 8:14 on the game clock. Hoskins. Johnson, the bounce pass to Gatlin. Gatlin posting up and scoring over Clark. We are tied again at 49 in this defensive battle. Cava. Woods. St. Cyr pulls up. Missed it, and a late whistle. Foul called on Navy. Gatlin picking up her 4th. Both teams with 2 team fouls. Danica Dale will come back in for her as St. Cyr goes back to the line. St. Cyr 2 for 2 here today. Gives Air Force the lead. So Dale in for Gatlin, excuse me. Second free throw, no good. Put back by Clark. Big pet peeve for coaches is when you don't box out and the other team is shooting free throws. And Air Force makes Navy pay there. Shy Johnson, top of the key. Here's Bennett. Dale for 3, in and out. That did everything but go down. St. Cyr into the forecourt. Clark on the baseline. Cava with 15. Underneath, it's Clark. Defender fell down, and Clark able to score. It's Air Force by 5. Inside 7 minutes to go in the game. Shy Johnson, Cava, what a play. Cava 2-on-2, takes it herself, and a hard foul. Shy Johnson will send Cava to the line. No harm intended, just a good hard foul. Cava goes to the line. Cava will shoot free throws for the first time here today. So far in this tournament, she's 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. Both teams with 2 team fouls. Cava gets the first. Timeout by Navy. It's a full timeout. Will go away. 6:46 left to go in an intense game here on day 4. We'll be back. Cinnamon Cava with one more free throw out of the timeout. 6:46 left to go in the ball game. Air Force in a bit of a surprise, leading by 6, and it'll stay that way. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you here in San Antonio, Texas. This day 4 is when I expected to see some teams a little bit tired, but we've seen some of the more intense performances here in this one. Neither team shooting the ball very well, but it's in part because both teams are playing excellent defense. St. Cyr, double team, threw it away. Shy Johnson picking off, getting in the passing lane. Underneath, Ayers, yes. Navy played such an emotional game against Army yesterday, and right back in it here today with another one. Top of the key, Woods. Here's St. Cyr, missed it short. Rebound to Bennett. Ayers gets a screen. The three is good. A 1-point game, 55-54. Timeout by Air Force. We will go away again. Come right back. .28 left to play. Air Force with the basketball, leading by 1. Air Force is led by as many as 7. Navy's led by as many as 9. Air Force has had the lead for most of this second half, though. Woods over Dale, missed it back rim from downtown. Hoskins the rebound. Here comes Johnson now for Navy. Johnson the step back three, and that is an air ball that will go out of bounds. As we go just past the midway point here in this fourth and final quarter. Might we have our first overtime game of the tournament. 28-point difference in game 1 between these two teams. Air Force looking for some redemption. Kava for 3, no. And not a great offensive sequence there for Air Force. Johnson to Ayers. Ayers, yes, she's had the hot hand here in this fourth quarter as Ayers gives her team a 1-point lead. Kava top of the key. Here's Woods. Woods drives in. Medina driving underneath. Bounce pass out to Kava for 3. Can't get it, but Woods is there to clean it up. Let the ping-ponging begin. 57-56. Johnson into the front court. Johnson can't get the roll. Woods the rebound, and she's going to be fouled. That'll be team foul number 3 on Navy. Danica Dale is called for the foul. That's 3 on Dale. Wright coming in for Kava for the Air Force. So Brittany Wright out there. Played at North Florida before joining the Air Force from the Orlando area. Clark on the left wing, guarded by Bennett. 12 to shoot. Clark drives on Bennett, missed it short as Bennett fell down trying to take the charge. Ayers into the forecourt, swings it, nice pass to Hoskins, blocked by Clark. And Clark is fired up. She's had her intensity level cranked up here in this one. That's the fun part of the game right there. Ayers will inbound. I love it. Ayers to Hoskins, and I believe a foul called before the shot. It's going to be called on Medina. That's the fourth now on Air Force, 3 for Navy. Also 4 on Medina, so she's got to be careful. Danica Dale, here's Bennett, and a late whistle, but a charge as Woods took it. That's Navy's 5th, I believe, so free throws to come now for Air Force in the final 3 minutes of this game. Clark, hounded by Ayers, top of the key to Woods, back to Clark. Clark stripped with 13 to shoot. Medina will inbound, 19 points for Ayers, 14 apiece for Woods and Clark. Oh, how about that move? Woods, 16 points now. Air Force by 3. Ayers has had the hot hand in this second half. She's got the basketball. Back door is wide open. Bennett puts it up and in. Woods, Medina. Now Clark approaching 2 minutes to go. Woods over to Johnson. Johnson triggers a 3. It's good. 2-possession game. Air Force by 4. Ayers looking to answer back. Lost the dribble. It's a steal by Wright. Wright 3-on-2. Takes it herself and she's fouled. Air Force needed a win today to stay alive on the race to reach the championship game. And they have brought every ounce of competitiveness to this game. Can they close the deal now, though? Right at the line for 2. Missed the first. Brittany Wright came in 4 of 5 from the charity stripe. Wright misses them both. Rebound to Bennett. And she'll bring it up. There's Hoskins. Hoskins around the defense, scores. 2-point game. I'm going to go ahead and crown this one the game of the tournament so far. This has been incredible. Woods to Johnson in the corner. Medina drives baseline, at it stripped away. Hoskins with a steal. Danica Dale to the buckets. No, but she's fouled by Clark. So Dale will go to the line, a chance to tie it with 1:11 to go. "30-second timeout going to be called by Navy. That should give you just enough time to text everybody you know and tell them to get to YouTube. 1:11 left to go. We'll be back here in a few seconds. Danica Dale at the free throw line, a chance to tie it up. 1:11 left to go. Dale gets it to go. Dale, a deep breath. We are tied at 62. 1:11 left to go. Cava's back out there with St. Cyr, Clark, Woods, and Johnson. Clark drives, throws it up. No, Danica Dale the rebound. Dale brings it into the forecourt, and Dale is going to be fouled by Woods. Danica Dale's made a living at the free throw line here in this second half. Rims in the first one, Navy by 1. Now a timeout by the Air Force, so we'll go away again for just a moment. (63-62). If Navy wins this one, they're a lock for the championship game. Air Force at 1-2, trying to even their record. Dale with one more free throw. Both teams are in the bonus. Jump ball possession arrow favors Air Force. Dale gets the second. The lead is 2. Cava into the forecourt. Here's Woods, gets back to her. Open look, the 3 by Johnson is good. Johnson gives her team a 1-point lead. 4-second difference between game and shot clock, and I think we have a foul called on Navy. Okay, correction, they're gonna change the clock. Will be at 37 seconds. How about Johnson today? I mentioned she came in shooting just 4 of 17 from behind the arc, but she's hit a couple of big ones, especially here in the second half. Shy Johnson was hot early. Dale, top of the key, 6-second difference, game and shot clock. Danica Dale, no! And now a foul. Navy had to commit the, they had to commit the foul. So Hoskins fouls, and free throws to come for the Air Force. How about the defense from Clark? Oh, they call an intentional foul on Hoskins. So that's going to be 2 shots for Cava and the ball. Virgil Stowbridge looking for an explanation. He can't believe it. Cava gets the first one. and misses the second. So with 19.6, Medina will come back in for Air Force here. And it will be Air Force with the basketball, but they're going to talk about it. Timeout. We will go away and come right back. Welcome back, everybody. 19.6 seconds left to go. Air Force by 2. They have the basketball. A controversial intentional foul called. Kava gets it in the backcourt. Shai Johnson. They need the foul. They're not fouling. Air Force happy to play keep away. Why is Navy not fouling? With 7.2, they finally foul. Kava will go to the line. She made 1 out of 2 moments ago. So 1, and it's still a ball game. 2, and it's likely over. Good on the first. 67-64. Misses the second. Offensive rebound by Clark, and that might do it. So Air Force. Charmaine Clark will go to the line with 5 seconds left to go, and a chance to even the record at 2-2. Gatlin will come in. So Clark at the line for 2. Really all she needs is 1, and then Air Force just needs to get out of the way. And that should do it. All Air Force has to do is stay out of their own way. Clark, 69-64. Hoskins can't bake it in, and Air Force, what a game for them as they take down previously undefeated Navy, winning tonight 69-64. What a game. Unfortunately, folks, we got to wrap it up pretty quickly as we have the men's game coming up next. Hopefully it's half as good as this one. So Air Force still alive in the championship hunt, evening their record at 2-2. Navy goes to 3-1. Tomorrow for Navy, they'll take on the Marines at 1 p.m. and the Air Force will take on Army at 5 p.m. So we'll go away 20 minutes. Coming up next, Navy and Air Force, the guys will battle. That's coming up. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you again here in a couple of moments.